Welcome back. Got the final, the World Singles. Oh, fortunately they're having a roll up. That's good. Uh, Are you going to play too? Yeah. Okay, cool. KB. Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't even realise. I've just stitched up everyone. I said a name, and three people have come over to jump in commentary, which is unheard of. You've got to bribe blokes with your firstborn children to get them to come in here. We'll welcome Mr. Roland into commentary with me, a previous representative of PBA Australia at the event that these
At
gentlemen
Potters.
are.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Blake.
Yes, tell us a bit more about what goes on over there as a
Yeah, while these guys are just rolling up.
yeah.
Well, it's a full resort environment. It's unlike anything in Australia. There's accommodation, hotel, there's accommodation chalets. So as a player, you get put up in one of the chalets. Um, all expenses paid. 3 meals a day, any drinks you want, all covered. Um,
Sounds better than home.
Definitely better than home. No washing up. You get weighted on hand and foot basically, and then everyone at the resort, they sort of have 3 or 4 day packages to attend the resort. So they'll see you. They'll come up, shake your hand, want to have a chat. They're all massive Bowls fans. They really enjoy talking to the international players because obviously they don't get to see. It's very dominant in terms of the top 16. It's a lot of English and Scottish players, and then a few other UK players. So they're really interested to see the international players. Um, they do enjoy seeing um, Australian players because we do have that different style of game compared to what are the UK players. So everyone really wants to have a chat. Everyone's super friendly, um, and sorry,
He's currently being stitched up. As soon as he steps into
yeah,
commentary,
step into
phone calls
commentary, the
coming
phone
out the
goes off.
wazoo.
Um,
That's what happens when you're a TV
yeah,
personality.
yeah, everyone wants
I've
a piece
seen
of
you
you,
on
don't they?
YouTube. Yeah.
Um, and then in terms of the the bowls is something different. All the top 16 guys, they've had years, on the portable surface. For me, um, I had gone, the dates for the tournament came out, and it was maybe like the first game potentially on the 10th of January. So I was like, oh, okay, I booked my tickets, arrive over on like that's the pairs, and then I booked my tickets, arrive on the 9th, let's say, just in case I get an early draw. The draw comes out, I'm not to play till the 18th. So I'm like arriving on the 9th, playing on the 18th. So I just sort of thought, oh, I'll have a few days holiday. But then having talked to Sean and Blake, who had played in the pairs, they said, oh, look, if you can come, it's tricky. It's tricky this year. Um, so I got to the venue maybe 5 days before my match, able to have practice every day, usually maybe at like midnight and then up again at 6 a.m. To get like half an hour practice in each time. But before my first game against Greg Harlow, I probably had like 8 hours of practice on the rink. And it wasn't until I had like 4 hours of practice, because you're playing with the pool bowls on the new rink. I probably felt comfortable after about 4 hours of practice, and then the other practice was just a bonus.
Yeah, right.
And most guys that go over, like Scott, in previous years, he's had like 1 hour of practice total,
Yeah.
and it's just not enough. From my experience anyway. Um, and then because I won that game, um, I then had to wait another 5 days for another game. So that's sort of
It's good. You're really
it's
just getting into a rhythm there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good and bad. you feel like you're on top of the world, but then you've got to wait another week. And then I had to change to another set of bowls because I had to have a different color, and that's kind of essentially random whether you'll be
Was it red or
having to swap or not.
green?
Yeah, you start with green, and then
Oh, because you're the challenger, aren't
yeah,
you?
you
Yeah,
basically
right.
challenge it. Then it's like 50-50 whether you'd be red or green for the next game. So I had to change bowls, which made it a whole different factor. But you obviously get more time at the resort, more time just to get get comfortable, get over the jet lag. Um, you're at the resort. I had breakfast every day around the same time as Les Gillett um, and David Goulet as well. So the three of us basically have breakfast every day, um, and then you know same sort of thing at lunch and dinner. You just sort of get into routines. So it's yeah, it really gives you the time to sort of settle in, just sort of become part of the furniture.
Nice.
Yeah,
So you'd do it again if you had the opportunity?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I will try and do it again. Um, didn't play in this weekend. My wife and I, well, mainly my wife, she's done the hard work. We've got a 5-week-old at home, so I thought, well, I better not play and take up 2 full weekends while
Don't discredit your role in that, mate. 'Cause I don't care how long or short it was.
um, yeah, yeah. It's not a marathon, mate. Let's say that. No, well so yeah, I
Well,
took the year off this week.
congratulations.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
awesome news. Both
Yeah, it
happy,
is.
healthy.
Yep, yeah,
Very
they're
good.
doing well. They're doing well. Second time round is
Very
a
good.
bit easier, as you might find out yourself someday,
Hopefully not, but
mate.
I've obviously got very little sway in that conversation.
Yeah. No, it has. It's been great. They're doing well. Um,
So how long till you get the minibus?
no, I think two is definitely enough. I mean, I thought one's enough really, but now two is definitely enough.
You stand corrected now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
saying now two is enough. But yeah, as people know, once you've got one, that's basically the big disruption, and then two or three is just academic after
yeah, that's how my maths works too.
that.
I might I might go grab Dave and see if he wants to jump in, and just spruik PBA
Mm.
over here. See if he wants to jump in for a bit. He and Mel are just flat chat this whole event, so um, there's a real chance that he will politely say no, thank you, Blake, in words to that effect. But I will go give him the opportunity to come and say good day to the community, and I'm sure some of you guys would appreciate hearing from him that haven't seen him for a bit.
Yeah, I think the boys are almost ready to go. Scott definitely looks ready. He's very keen to go back to back, representing at Potters. And looks like Russell with the mat in the first end of the first set. He was very dominant in his semi-final against Rhett Butler. But he has had to come over from rink 4 to rink 1. So he might take a little bit to get used to. Meanwhile, on rink 2, the pairs final, the World Pairs Qualifier final is taking place. Skips Jamie Conway and Connor Biddle. Jamie Conway's been on fire today, so we'll try and keep some scores flowing for that game as well. As you see, Russell Bates, first bowl, he's playing the backhand this way, whereas Scott played on this rink in the previous game. He was mostly on the forehand, so I think we'll see Scott continue on the forehand. So they might just stay out of each other's way for the most part. Both just a little short with those first bowls.
Should see some very, very good draw bowls out of these pair. Two of the most consistent draw players in the community over here.
Yeah, and once they're both very deliberate. Once they lock in, they're pretty hard to shake. So there won't be any quarter given in this match.
We'll be trying to give you updates on the pairs final is being played alongside this one on rink 2. We'll try to give you updates the whole way along. If this game finishes earlier, we'll just move the cameras across to that rink.
Russell has his own bowl to promote, or just to sneak under, I think would be the best line.
Like he's just overplayed that a touch, but certainly not the end of the world. So Connor taking first blood over there in the pairs. I think it was just a 1.
Russell 2 down, so he's going to come and have a look at this head, because Scott's last bowl is really in his eye from where he wanted to draw. Scott wouldn't have been happy with that bowl, but it's finished in an annoying spot.
I was going to try and bring up or have a field on the screen for you for the pairs, but I feel like I'll just destroy everyone's viewing experience if I try and do that while we're live. So
yeah, we'll keep updates. You can perhaps see occasionally in the corner of your screen some of the pairs bowls. Russell sizing things up. Changing to an aggressive shot.
That's outstanding.
Very nice. Scott can find a way in there.
Does looks inviting on the backhand from my perspective. Just a confident draw under his front line. He can sort of land that out clean, draw the toucher. A few sort of options down there with meter.
Hmm. Russell first on the board.
Russell signalling one. And we're away. Just watching Connor play an absolute monster on the pairs, right? Yes, 3 down.
3 down, the front touches, not too bad,
Yeah, 3 down. It's drawn a front touch up, and it's hidden behind a bunch of stuff in front, so it's not easy to get it out of there.
Yeah, I think the best Jamie can hope to do is draw a shot within 3 or 4 inches. Connor picks up another one. I think that'll make them 2-0. Russell improving on his first. Just missing the jack.
Just seemed to turn a little bit more, that one. Like a very similar track to me.
Yeah, Scott had a great campaign at Potters last year. Such an advantage to be there for the pairs with Wade. Get that extra time, match practice, get that extra practice time, and then to come out and win a singles game.
Yeah, he had a really positive experience speaking to him about it, so he really enjoyed himself, much like you said you did.
Yeah, it's terrific. Very hard to go back to back, but yeah, Scott's the kind of player who can do it. Russell asking a question though. I do have a question. Do all the finalists head over to Potters this time? My understanding is at the moment it's just the winners. There's the potential for an Eastern States competition to be held, and that would mean they have a a qualifier from Eastern States and one qualifier from WA. But in the past, that's also been anticipated and hasn't gone ahead, in which case you never know. You could end up, as I did, getting the runner-up essentially in the WA event, but getting a ticket because the Eastern States didn't go ahead.
Yes, that's how my trip to Scotland happened too. The winner pulled out. We did have 2 qualifiers that year. Ben Leggett beat me in the final, decided he didn't want to go, so I said, thank you very much.
Yeah, why not? Of course, Ben did then. He went
The UK
to the UK
last year, yeah.
and he's qualified to that again this coming year.
Yep. Big bowl here required, with Batesy playing 3 very good bowls.
Scott needs better weight, and he just kind of slipped past. That's always difficult. You've dropped 3 short. Just to slip past. Definitely a number here for Russell.
3, they're
He's
looking
kicked
at
3
the
out
4th.
already. I don't think there's any possibility of 4.
3 it is.
That's a handy start, but of course, it's a 9-end set as it was in the semis, so there's plenty of time for Scott.
Over in the pairs, Connor and Ty 2-0 up after 2. Although I think Jamie has just won the previous end.
Yeah,
It's not on the board yet.
No, not on the board.
But Dave Stanek playing first, so that would suggest.
Yeah, they must have won the previous end. Yeah, Dave has been led quite well in the semis, leading quite well to start in this final. As you see, Russell, the first end he did play his first 3 bowls on the backhand, but now he switched to the forehand. And fantastic starter.
That's quite difficult to do on this track. Roll that jack and then.
Yeah.
That the difference in weight is tough to describe. So.
Yeah, it's several meters different, I would say. When you get to Potters, I found it was probably about 1 meter where the jack would want to run. And I ended up, as a sort of strategy just to try and basically roll the jack with either that 3 meter tee. If I rolled the jack a meter past the tee, then perfect. I'd be set up just to get onto the tee.
And finish on where the jack got pulled back to.
I'd pretty much always trying to get that jack onto the tee.
Well, Russell hated that out of the hand, and it is very good. Looks to be down well here.
Scott is very close.
just see over on the pairs game, Jamie's bowl just trickling into screen to draw the shot after Connor trailed it out the back of the head.
Yeah, Connor with 3 seconds. So if he can, and with last bowl. So if he can see that bowl, he'll go for it. Scott asking if he's up or down.
So the response was, you are definitely down. Close for the second, but she favours Russell's bowl for second shot. So
Yeah, if Scott can just beat his own, you'd think he'd have to have a shot. Very close there.
went very close to tipping his own in.
Yeah, tipping his own down.
It certainly won't hurt him, that position just past the head.
It's a good home, especially nothing changes. Scott could think about playing weight to this because he does have back position. Russell,
I think it'd be determined by whether he thinks he's 2 down. If he's already 2 down, he has nothing really to lose by taking his own out. So we'll see where Batesy goes with this.
he'll have a good look at this now because it's sort of hard to see his bowl going out without,
Yeah,
as he's sort of looking, taking 1 or 2 of Russell's out.
Yeah, so it looks as if he's going to play pretty quick on his backhand and maybe try and get the outside half of his furthest right bowl. Get rid of Russell's 2 bowls and ideally, both of his bowls stay. He's got the chance to come off Russell's last bowl as well if he's a fraction wide. So he certainly had the weight for it. And we get a look to see whether Bates' last one just got shuffled in a little bit more.
And they're going to have a measure. Two for Russell. Takes a 6-0 lead.
Yes, Bates is off to a good start in this set. And you can see the scoreboard in the pairs just there. Bit of a shorter length roll.
Yeah,
I don't
very
know if that's
short length from Russell.
deliberate or...
Russell's opener, about 3 feet short. running well in the pairs. Connor with the last bowl.
Oh, he's played it.
Had a chance to get second shot, but he's tipped Jamie onto the jack, so he might not have changed it actually.
Yeah, there's 2 pulled out already.
They've already pulled out 2.
And the angle I'm sitting on, it looks like 3, but
It does
I am a long, long way away.
Yeah, we are a long way away, but they're going to measure.
Back to this game. Scotty started this end well. Trying to put a bit of the first bowl pressure back on Batesy. See what response he gets.
There was 3 in the pairs. That will take 6. Takes Scott 6-2 after 5 in favour of Jamie Conway and Dave. And they're also playing 9 ends for these sets in the final. So
Russell just asking to stay to the head. Gets the response that last bowl is in the count. So he's 2 down.
Russell stalking this one.
Wow,
It's just running past.
I thought that was very close to drawing the shot. That has run a lot further than it looked like it was going to.
Still favouring 2 for Scott. Very nice bowl here.
Gives Russell a decision to make, whether he switches for his last, whether he backs himself to make the adjustment on the forehand.
He's definitely looking at that backhand. His first bowl this end was on the backhand.
Yep.
So he does know the line out there. It's a matter of getting the weight. Now he does have a couple of balls to land on.
Hi Dave, good to see you in the chat, mate. You should be over here in the commentary box, but
Oh, it's fallen in behind the jack.
not sure if he was unlucky or lucky
Or
there.
very lucky, yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
I think a few metres out, he thought he was going straight through the hole.
Yeah, he's done really well to get second and hide in a
Yeah,
position
Scott.
that Scotty's going to struggle to get him out of there.
Yeah, given that Scott's 6-0 down, he doesn't want to play a shot that gives it away if he's holding now.
Yeah, there's still time for him to get back in the game, and we have seen a bit of a turn in momentum since Batesy rolled this jack a little shorter. So pretty conservative attempt there. I think he's
Yeah,
happy
probably
just to
just
take the mat.
getting a feel for the line on the forehand. Not too concerned about being a metre short.
It'll be interesting to see Scotty in the previous game had the mat down this end, sort of a metre-ish up from the tee, and then putting it right down on the 3 metre tee down the other end.
Yeah, and he was, and then nailing it from what I saw. So I expect he'll try the same or similar tactic here. Try and go back to back ends.
So back to his length. We'll see if it works for him. Good to see you back in the chat, Martins.
Who do we think would win the singles and the pairs?
Well, if you had have asked me 4 ends ago, I would have given you a different answer in the singles, but
I still think Scott, there's a long way to go. I think Scott's finding his groove. In the pairs, Jamie and Dave have started very strongly, and you never know in sets play, but it is hard. It'll take some lift from Ty and Connor to overcome what they're up against.
yeah, from what I've seen from Jamie and Dave, they play together a lot. They're obviously well, not obviously, they are the Country Week Pairs champions, so they play a bit together. They've had some success. They're pretty comfortable, whether things are going well or not. So I'd tip them to get the job done. And I'm a little biased. Scotty's my club mate, so I'm never backing against him.
Scotty with a good correction. Russell's first bowl is perhaps 4 feet behind Jack.
Fair correction here from
Yes.
Batesy as well.
All the way sneaking past Scott's.
That's outstanding.
Just the correction he needed. Scott will have to consider the backhand now.
Looks like a positive draw down there, doesn't it? You land the cannon, just roll him out far enough, or you give yourself something past the head to play to with your last.
In the pairs, the first set, perhaps even coming to a very early end. It's 3 already kicked out for Jamie. Measuring for 4. 4 would mean the set is over. Would make the score 11-2 after 7. It's 3, which means it's 10-2 after 7, so they will play another end.
With Connor and Ty requiring 2 fours to get the draw.
Fours, and that's always tough. It's tough when you need the 4.
Very, very difficult, particularly at this end of the tournament where your opposition is, not going to lay down and give you an easy opportunity.
So I think mentally they'll, you play this end, it's kind of a bonus. It's just to set you up for the second set now.
Back to the singles. Scotty did just miss just under the head with really good weight there. He did get the respot, which might not mean anything with the state of the head, but stranger things have happened.
Russell's close again. Going
That's fantastic bowls.
to make 2 there. Scott doesn't like any of his options here.
And Batesy does have another one to come as well, so I think that'll be playing into Scott's decision making. He won't want to leave Batesy, you know, a metre or something to add after the result of this one, so you may find him playing a little bit conservative.
Sticking on the backhand, probably similar to his last bowl, really. Can't go too wrong if he just has like a metre or so of weight.
Looks like a positive weight.
That's a... Oh, he's
Wowee.
got the best possible result. Sneak around the corner.
Batesy
for a
is
toucher.
unmoved. He's not sure if
Yeah, he's just like,
clapping
oh,
it. He's clapping it. It was a good bowl. It was a better result though. Yeah, wowee. I'll have to make a little snippet of that one. That'll be up as a short later on.
Batesy's still clapping that one.
Yeah, well,
Very impressive. I think he basically just has to return the favour. Backhand, touch his own bowl, should push Scott out of the head.
yeah, I think he's got plenty of options for weight too. You know, he can play it with a couple of feet, or he can, you know, send the bowl down to Albany. And can't see a great deal of risk either way. Already being one down, I mean.
So in the pairs, the first set goes the way of Jamie Conway. Second set about to begin, as we see Russell get his bowl away.
He's awfully
He is very close. He's got his own bowl, and then
he has almost
sits right on it.
Almost exactly returned the favour.
Yeah.
It's some very, very good header bowls. Looks like 1 to Russell.
1 to Russell. Extends his lead. I mean, as you might expect with these two methodical players, we've only through 5 ends though. So there is still time for Scott. 6 down with 4 to play.
So 2 and end. Start with 2s and see where you get to it.
Yep.
But it'll start to get tight as soon as he loses one more end. It's a pretty rough battle.
Well, as we've seen, Scott isn't playing badly. But Russell just having the weight of numbers in the head on most ends.
Yes.
Russell going a bit longer in this direction this time. And starting well.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal start. Scotty down reasonably well as well here. Good speed in response to that first bowl by Batesy.
Batesy does repeat. 2 excellent bowls to start.
Yeah. Very, very good. It's not what you want to be seeing when you're 7-1 down. It's probably part of the reason he is 7-1 down, but
Yeah.
Russell just very, very steady today.
I wouldn't be surprised if Scott attacks with his next one, just to disrupt Russell a bit. Yeah, you probably, certainly if you're dropping 2 at this stage, the set would be almost over.
Yeah, I'm with you there. See what he chooses to do. He may just try and play the same and maybe get the respot if he misses tight. Play it a bit more on a narrower line and then just try play a monster with his last.
In the pairs, looks like Jamie's in the first sort of spot of bother here, 3 down with his last bowl, misses wide. So a good start to the second set for Connor and Ty, picking up a 3. As we see Russell get the best back. Scott sticking with the draw. Not far away, but he's up against bowls that are within inches.
Yes. I mean, it does give him another one relatively close if he can find a way to get those 2 out of there, but the way Batesy is drawing.
Yeah, I think if I'm Batesy here, maybe I'm still down on the spot to the left of screen. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to cover that. Even asking the marker to show him the spot. Looks like she's just going to keep her foot there for him. Nice sider.
No great surprise. He's played this really well. He's just wide of a toucher.
Does the job. Spot's
Yes.
covered. Best back.
So I'll see what weight Scotty chooses to play here.
Yeah, I think it's because he's 2 down on the head, he's 2 down at the back. I think he has to try and play a very precise weight just to shift the jack 2 feet to his own bowls that are waiting there.
I think he might send this one. Try and get under the head and see if he can pop both of those out clean with 20 foot of weight.
Let's see, is he on target? It's a tough hand. to play weight on.
Yeah, so the idea was just miss his front one, make contact with Batesy's and see if he could get enough action on both of those without any jack.
Hmm. Yeah, another 2 to Russell, make it 9-1 after 6. So 3 ends left, 8 behind. Russell just needs to win one end, and the set is his.
The way he's drawing, it's going to be unbelievably difficult for Scotty from here. Jamie Conway's just played a monster next door. Looked like he was multiple down and had less than a foot to draw it with his last.
2 down, drew a toucher.
That gets them on the board in the second set, with Connor and Ty leading 3-1.
Russell with perfect weight. Scott with a fantastic reply. That's the shot.
Pretty good start from both of the boys here, so if that's the tone of the end, strap in.
Russell getting right down to Scott's bowl.
That's fantastic. Lawning. Scotty persisting with the forehand.
Definitely giving himself options with that bowl behind the head.
So if you're Batesy, what are you playing?
Well, so we're pretty sure Bates is holding 1. I'm covering the back in some capacity. Probably if I get the backhand spot, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I think at 9-1 up, the way you play this shot is different to if it was 1-all early in the set. I'd probably be adding or attempting to add another one early. But if I was 9-1 up, yeah, I'm happy to just get past the head somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think without doubt, if it was early in the set, the forehand just to turn Scott's bowl once or twice would have been ideal.
Although I would be getting the other spot if I was Batesy. Just there is a good angle off Russell's sort of
the wing
jack
bowl.
high-ish bowl.
Yeah, Scott was just asking the marker, where is that bowl in relation to Jack? So he knows that if he does get that bowl, it's sending him to Jack. He is so close.
He's played that really well.
That's enough for shot, you would think. And now with 2 bowls behind. He is, you would think, going to have options. For getting a number, he needs... Yeah, I'd have to think a 2. 2 would be okay. 3 would be great. Because this is the last time that he'll have last bowl in this set.
Yeah, so you imagine Scotty will need to be reaching regardless of what happens with Russell's bowl, whether that's trail jack or some sort of movement.
Yeah.
But for Russell, I can't imagine it's anything other than a confident draw. If you draw a toucher, perfect. If you just slide past and take any value out of Scott's jack movement with his next one, you'd be pretty happy with that. You can afford to drop anything less than a 3 here, Russell.
I'm
reaching on the back end
surprised
through
he's
his
playing
own.
backhand. That's...
I think he might just be using it as an excuse to play it confident, so that...
Yeah, he does have more bowls to run into there. Chance to get 2 of his bowls up past the jack. This one is staying wide. So Russell's finished, perhaps a metre off the ditch, and Scott has a bowl next to that. So I think Scott still has a chance, let's say, with a decent trail. Decent trail,
context, that's
2 feet maybe, to make 3.
Yeah, so what Russell has done is he's sort of put a maximum weight that Scott can get away with there. So he's made it a little bit more difficult. Instead of just any jack movement being good, Scott's got to play more of a precise weight.
I think ultimately Scott has to play weight that if he misses jack, he counts. Oh, and this bowl struggling. Scott's throwing his head back.
So
he scores 1, which does keep the set alive, but he now needs a multiple. Right now there's 2 multiples.
Yes, it's going to make it awfully difficult, but we'll see what happens. Over in the pairs, Connor leading Jamie in the second set, up 3-2, but Dave Stanek has 2 very effective lead bowls.
And Connor is running at those 2 bowls of Dave, but takes out his own back bowl. So Jamie with 1 to play, Connor with 1 to play. We'll keep you updated what happens there. So Scotty keeping to the fairly long length. And a nice starter here.
Basically just in the visualization process there, working out exactly what the shot shape's going to look like.
Jamie Conway keeping the pressure on Connor. Yeah, great effort from Connor. They are going to drop 2. which means Jamie takes the lead in this second set. 4-3 in favour of Jamie after 4 ends, as you can see on our screen. Meanwhile, Russell playing his second bowl. Close for shot. He'll like to sneak under Scott's. Instead rolls it in.
Not the result he was looking for, but if he gets another crack at the head looking that way, I don't think he'll be too disappointed.
No, so Scott knows he needs to reach here, change, probably where they get the jack, any movement really, trail it away from his own bowl.
Well, I was going to say that any change was a good change, but
Almost any change.
I've been proven incorrect again. This is just like being at home.
Yeah, bearing in mind Scott needs a 3 to keep the set alive. It's now very difficult. Even if Russell didn't have 2 more balls to play.
Yes, I think we'll see something quite interesting next bowl from Scott. A little bit of creative shot making, I would suggest. Well, I think Batesy shut down what I was looking at.
Yeah, that was the most clear way in to try and get a little bit of jack movement.
Yeah, sort of land off Batesy's shot bowl with a little bit of jack movement to hold 3. It was a pretty tough shot. Now the difficulty factor's gone up to DEFCON 25.
How do you tend to feel, Blake, if it's your last, let's say your last bowl in the set? Do you risk a drive that maybe throws off your draw for the subsequent end when you start the second set, or would you just play conservative?
I find it depends on how I'm feeling. Like if my draw wasn't going well, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd sort of take it as a chance to lose the draw I don't have and maybe sort of reset entirely for the second set. But if I'm confident, I would play pretty conservative and say, no, I'll just get him in the second set with my draw and just almost concede this. The chance of getting those 2 multiples off Batesy the way that he's playing at the moment is so low.
Yeah, exactly. I think Scott
considering a
probably
move over to Henselite bowls.
Yeah. I think Scott probably took that attitude as well. Could have just had a rip at it to see what happens. You never know. Might have been able to get 3 bowls out of the head.
Yeah, I think it depends on the player. I mean, my delivery at the moment is very different for a drive to a draw, so I don't really find that I lose my draw by driving.
Right.
Because it's almost a completely different action. It might as well be a different sport. But that also means that unless I'm practicing it, because it's such a different action, I don't get the value in just going through the motions, drawing. So I have to deliberately go out of my way to practice it.
Right.
See if Batesy can carry on the way he has been drawing. It's been very, very good.
Yes, I think we are starting the second set. Pretty comprehensive win in that set by Russell. and a good opener here.
Not sure if you can hear it in the background, but Jamie Conway pretty excited by Dave Stannick's leading there. Up and about. Still got 4-3 on the board.
Yeah, Russell's second bowl, a bit loose there. He'll be wanting to correct on that. Scott coming from a good area, but around a metre short. So Russell let off the hook there, really. Connor Biddle's just played a bomb on rink 2, going from 1 down to, I think, 2 up. Jamie Conway with his last bowl of the end.
He's following it down, Jamie is, so he's...
Yeah, just stayed wide, Jamie's bowl. So Connor goes to the mat with last bowl, a chance to make 3.
Scotty just caught on the wrong side of that seam there.
You only have to get past that seam and you get an extra 5 or 6 inches.
Oh.
Connor Biddle just to the side of the screen there, just fell out, so they'll pick up 2. Let you know the score in a second. Russell with his last bowl, he's holding 1. Still plenty of room. This is probably the loosest end we've seen from these two. He finds a gap. So Scott now with option to be aggressive.
Yeah, I would say the only bad result would be killing it to the right of the screen.
Getting the jack, well, getting any part of the jack really would be disaster. He has nothing behind unless he goes all the way to the ditch. I think we'll see basically an attempt at a draw. If he trails at a foot, he probably makes 2 or 3, sits the bowl for 2.
Yeah, for me, you got to try set the tone early in the set, having the first set being as comprehensive as it was, and
he has sat that bowl.
Well, it's hard to tell from
here.
It
is very hard to tell. They're just so far away.
Could be 1, could be.
It could be 1, could be 4. Russell's already kicked out 2.
Okay. Maybe 3.
We're going for the tape, so we'll find out shortly. In the pairs, the score currently is Jamie and Dave are leading 7-5 over Connor and Ty, with 3 ends to go.
So those pink and grey bowls are Dave Stannick's, and the yellow and white are Ty's, just for context.
So the result is 2 for Scott. So great bowl there to take Russell's shot bowl out. And he's in the lead for, I think, the first time in either set.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've got video evidence somewhere if we're incorrect. So someone might be able to pull that up.
Long jack roll again.
Did you set it as a preset?
Scott's opening bowl. Very close. Yeah, it's great front toucher.
It's amazing what a change of sets can do. Nothing has changed except the scoreboard's reset to 0-all.
Yeah, exactly. It's where having that experience, obviously Scott's played in the PBA for many years, been to the UK several times, so he knows how to play sets play, knows how to conduct himself. Switching to the forehand,
Speed looks pretty good.
and hasn't bothered him at all. That's 2 rippers.
What's Batesy gonna do?
I think he is wanting to know the distances.
6 inches, I think.
He's definitely, yeah.
Depends on who you're talking to.
He can't outdraw these, so he's going to try and give himself some room.
He's a little
Scott's
bit
toucher has
unfortunate
gone
there.
to the ditch.
He's hit that really well.
Can of Coke. If we can, the marker is just cleaning things up at the moment. We can see
So he's
from our
just
angle.
over a foot away.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
basically
jack.
a foot.
So Batesy pretty stiff there.
Yeah, that's one of those bowls, a millimetre or 2 either way. Jack and the bowl could have been
So we'll
separated
just
by
give you a
a
brief
couple of
look
metres.
at where the jack is,
We'll try and get
then we'll
far
pan
enough
back
down.
up to.
Scott's attempt drawing to the ditch.
Well,
Of course, he doesn't want to go in. He's about 2 metres away from. Russell on his forehand. As long as he avoids Scott's last bowl, gives himself a good option. Scott asking if it's 1 or 2. Russell's last bowl.
Looks like 2 from where we are, but
The marker's on the fence. She says 1 and a measure. And always tricky when the jack is in the ditch.
yes.
As the marker, I'd probably be much more inclined to be on the fence when the jack is in the ditch.
I think considering Scott is entitled to come down and have a look, I think erring on the side of being uncertain is the best option in this circumstance.
Yeah, that's a good point. Scott has a fantastic draw bowl there. Sitting perhaps a foot off the ditch. Russell will have had a look to see whether he feels he's 2 or 3. I think if you're 2, you're not really worried about going into the ditch if you can take Scott's last bowl with you.
Really try and land and stay. Whereas if it's 3, you're probably just trying to beat the third and maybe wearing a 2 down.
Yeah.
The pairs has been decided.
Yeah, the pairs.
David Stanek and Jamie Conway.
Yeah, very dominant performance. Dave really set Jamie up throughout that game, and Jamie.
Russell's played a cracker there. Got it down to 2 by the looks of it, but we'll wait for the official.
Yep, that's been agreed to. So positive start to the set by Scott.
Yep.
Drew 2 basically front knockers on that end, and then when Russell sent it to the ditch, Scott drew within a foot. Yeah, and so Jamie Conway and Dave Stanek booked themselves a trip to Potters in January.
Yeah, so look out, Potters.
Yeah, when you go to Potters, it is for the players as part of the package. It is open drinks, so I think they'll be taking the most of that opportunity. Thank you. Scott with a nice start to this third end.
So I think we're getting a scoreboard attendant in place now, which is a lovely little helper. Very keen bowler he is, Callum Arnold. Yeah, so keen, he decided to build a bowling rink in his backyard.
Yeah.
Him and his lovely wife Tam.
Scott with a small correction on his first. That's the shot. But still gives Russell opportunity to get in there on that forehand.
It's quite a good sport, even though it might not affect the count. It does make it difficult for Scotty. You can sort of draw a toucher for one now, whereas before any movement was positive for him.
Yeah, it's definitely close. It's been close for shot, and then Scott just dropping short with that one. Russell asking the question whether he's up or down. And he might be holding shot, according to the marker.
Good to see you in chat, Paul. Thanks for tuning in, mate. And thank you. Thank you to the bowlers out there making the coverage look good.
Russell, I think, surprised about how much that one turned. It does leave Scott with the opportunity to still get in there on that forehand. Russell really had a chance to shut that down.
The market did say that it was a measure as well, so I mean, we're under the assumption that she's correct, but if we see some interesting shot making here, Scotty might have different opinions.
Scott's bowl on a very high line. I think he's staring at that, wondering what happened.
Based on the body language, it looks like Scott believes he's down as well after that one.
Yeah, and he has, depending on how confident Russell feels, he does have a good chance to make a number here. Doesn't need a lot of weight. If he just contacts Scott's bowl, pushes one or two rolls.
He's also got the option to just sort of cut the jack a little bit sideways if it does turn a little early on him. He's awfully close.
He is close. He's got this bowl. He's got enough of it.
And now it's a matter of how many.
Yeah, this puts Russell on the board for the second set. That's 2 out. They're going to have a
Two by the looks
quick
of it,
look. 2.
based on how quickly that was dismissed.
It's an interesting shot, really, that if he only makes 2 out of that, if he'd stayed, it would have been 3. But of course, he could have just drawn for 2.
Yep. Very good starter. The crowd
Oh, the crowd are
absolutely
wild.
mental.
They're going wild here.
There's at least 3 claps.
It is the the end of a fairly long weekend of bowls.
Absolutely.
But there are still quite a number of people who are sticking around to see who gets that trip to Potters in the singles.
I think a few people have gone inside to start to celebrate and rehydrate after the pairs final was decided as well. So
Russell wants every roll out of that one. That's a great bowl from Scott. It's sitting right in that line on the backhand. Russell does have a bowl behind.
it's a very good bowl, but just the way it's finished sort of leaves the door open for Russell.
Russell's going to try and get this jack through to the ditch.
It's played it really well.
Gets half contact with the jack and then brushed off his back bowl to stay with the jack.
Looks like he was expecting it to do a little bit more there.
Scott at least getting second shot there.
Hasn't changed a great deal for Batesy. You can imagine he'll still be out there on that backhand just trying to nail it. Back his ability to hit his line, and that bowl won't be an issue.
Definitely under Scott's bowl.
It might be in.
It might be.
It looks like it from.
It does look like it on camera.
Yeah, the cameras are always deceiving, but based on the position to the seam on our camera.
So I think given that he's likely two down, we'll just see Scott try and draw inside his last one. Still has over a foot of room to get shot.
He has had a sider out there as well with his first one, so nice and confident off the mat. So I'd suggest it's
Just a question of can it get some contact on the way? No, he managed to kick a goal with that one. So perhaps two for Russell. Yep, Scott concedes two. And we are tied up 4-4 after 4. Russell has the mat up perhaps 2 meters from the tee and has thrown it to the tee. So still fairly long end.
Very good start.
Neither player really has switched up tactics in this match so far. I imagine Scott may be thinking about it the next time he gets the mat to try something radically different.
He has, I mean, in the previous game, he was playing at length pretty similar to this. Maybe the mat back a metre from where it is. Seems pretty comfortable, pretty set on it. So
Finding another hole. Russell holding 2 with a chance to really put Scott under pressure here. Stalking after this one. He likes it.
as well he should.
Oh, and it's fallen over perfectly.
Just left enough gap between it and the jack and lines up to sort of spring the jack to the side of the head where his bowls are lying in wait. So not just a excellently executed bowl, a very good result in the way it fell over too.
Yeah, Scott just has to try and find a second shot here with this one. Maybe give himself an option with the third, with his last bowl. He's dropped short.
Absolutely nailed the line. He will be fuming.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to have perfect line. Russell he's going to look at every option, every angle to see what Scott can do. Russell's already got the respot position on the left of screen, and that seems the most likely place for the jack to go. If it does, if Scott would kill the end. He also looked to see, can the jack go through that hole? In which case, Scott potentially would have the shot back there. Holding 3. I'd be on the fence as well. I'm not sure if I'd draw a 4th and just say to Scott, well, you hit it, good luck. Or put one out the back.
Yeah, the way
And say, well, if you hit it, I'm probably going to get shot anyway. Okay, Russell's asking for the spot. He already has two or so.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go to the spot, and I can't see Scott doing anything other than drawing. But if it were me and I was drawing the same way that Russell has been, I would be adding another for sure. The only real way that Scotty can score a multiple at the moment is to sort of power trail that jack the better part of a metre down on the forehand. So for me, second prize would be drawing to Scotty's back bowl on his back end. But I can't see Scott playing that sort of weight down there. I think it'll just be a draw.
Yeah, I think we'll find out. Scott knows the line. It's a question of getting that weight. He does have his second bowl just barely missed the bowls that would have gotten him second shot. So he doesn't have to change much. He's interested. Not the outcome he was looking for, but probably cut out one.
Two to Russell.
Two for Russell. So Scott, we imagine, was sort of second prize there.
So no singles, only twos so far this set. See if that carries on for all of you people that care about the patterns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the worrying thing from Scott's perspective is that's 3 twos in a row for Russell. So Russell will just keep doing what he's doing. Play that same length. Opportunity here for Scott. This is one of those ones you want to make.
He's almost got to make it count, doesn't he? As steady as Russell has been, you won't get too many
No, exactly.
loose ones like that. So capitalising is rather important. Both players have their line, that's for sure.
Line spot on. Russell perhaps 4.5 feet short with his first. So make sure he pushes through on this one.
I think sometimes that can be an easier correction than the one Scott's making. You know, the bigger, you can just lean into it a little more and trust that it'll stop.
Yeah, that one isn't close, but I think it is the shot. But Scott still has plenty of room. And Scott's shoes here, you just want to get the end, get control of the mat. Russell urging this one to finish. It's
definitely shot.
It's definitely shot, and it's in a very annoying spot for Scott. Scott's going to change to his forehand, give himself some room. Nailed the line again. But he will be several down playing his last bowl.
That sums up this game for me. He's nailed the line 2 times out of 3, and the one time he didn't, his weight was just about perfect. Only 2 things you got to get right.
Russell will play the backhand. He probably can sneak around his own bowl to get one very close to the jack.
Bit of a free spin from the perspective that if he absolutely nails this, it's beautiful, but just counting is enough, it adds pressure.
Yeah. So he does promote his bowl. But still over a foot for Scott to draw here.
Yeah, plenty of room for him, but there is that that first set sort of looming over him where Batesy can afford a draw here, so it's almost a 3-shot lead instead of 2.
Oh, he's played a pearl here, and he's happy with it.
That's
It
a absolute horn.
It looked tight for a lot of the journey, but just managed to stay around all those front bowls. We'll see Scott's jack roll here.
3 ends to go.
He's definitely focused on it intently to see where it finishes. And this is the first time we're seeing Scott roll the jack short of the tee. His mat's up a good metre, maybe a metre and a half. So the length isn't radically different. But I think Scott's just needs an edge, just needs something. Russell just to have one bad end, put Scott right back into it, and what an opener.
So a very good start. If you ever want to put pressure on your opposition, that's one way to do it.
This is not the first time that Scott's hung a bowl out wide on that forehand.
This time it's not the end of the world. That's just about where the jack's popping to. If there's any contact on the bowl.
Yeah, the jack is heading that way. Russell will just want to beat that last bowl now. Needs about a metre on his last.
Looks awfully close from where I'm sitting. It is.
Just a friendly glide off his front bowl.
Russell does play in the country, so he's allowed to get those.
Scott asking the question, up or down? He's definitely down. His own bowl perhaps 2 or 3 inches off, short of the jack. So any contact on it would push it to the jack, and any contact on Russell's will push it past the jack. So Scott with everything to play for. Doesn't need to change very much. Better line.
Looks to be very handy.
Oh, he just pushed it past without any contact. That's unlucky.
I think that Russell switches and tries to draw a little toucher on the back end here just to take Scott's options away to make a number.
Yeah, either drawing a toucher or getting to Scott's last bowl would probably, he'd probably flop in behind the jack.
Very handy. Very, very good bowl. I imagine we'll see Scott stay on the forehand but play it quite positive and try to get sort of the outside half of his shot bowl that's just short of the jack there.
Yeah, really wedge it into those two bowls.
There's a real chance he can pop both of them out without too much jack movement and make a couple.
Oh, it's turned quickly. It turned early. Russell probably holding two and might just say, I'll take the two, thanks. Yep. Yep, Russell not going anywhere near that one. Takes two. Well, we haven't confirmed it's two yet. Now we have.
So Scotty requiring 4 shots in 2 ends to take this to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that end started so well for Scott. It can all change in one bowl. Russell, similar length to what he's been playing. I think the mat might be up just slightly. He knows that winning this end is enough to win the match, and his ticket to Potters.
It's a pretty handy start.
Nice reply from Scott.
Great speed. Great speed.
Russell with another close one.
So Scott just asked in the position of Russell's 2 bowls, just to make sure he understands the state of the head before he chooses his shot. Play this pretty well.
This is right in the port. Gets the jack. Perhaps enough for 2. I think we'll see the question asked maybe from Russell.
See what he chooses, backhand or forehand. He's got either.
Interesting. I think he's shaping up on the backhand. He has just played 2 great bowls on the backhand. Any promotion on his bowls has to be good. He's practically sprinting after this one. Urging it in. Wants Scott's bowl. It's probably hidden Scott's bowl now.
He has got himself one past the head, which certainly isn't the end of the world.
So I think the marker said there it was 1 for Scott. He just has to beat his bowl coming in on the forehand to make 2. This is close. Friendly little rub. Yeah, and finishing right in front of the jack without touching it.
He may well have made 3 there because he got his own up half a roll as well. So
yeah, it does look like 3 from here.
Can't imagine Russell is drawing with this one.
No, I think he's...
Scotty's toucher is, well, the left of screen as we look at it currently, but from behind the head it is the one to the right of screen.
Russell's looking at the angles. To attack this, he really has to go through his own bowls. So the question becomes, can any of his bowls stay with the jack, or is Scott basically going to have a metre plus of room to draw if Russell attacks? So we don't know yet what he thinks.
I would imagine he'll be playing a runner and more or less aiming for his bowl that's on the centre line. Any contact on that with meaningful weight should be a positive change for him. Ideally, play enough weight to get the red bowls to the ditch.
Yeah, shaping up for...
Well, his
big weight.
Knees are weak and mum's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Maybe a sweaty palm as well.
We haven't seen him drive very often. He hasn't had to.
Backhand, he's hit this really well.
Yeah, that's a great result for him. That's about as good as he could have hoped for.
Yeah, there it is. Scotty,
only 1 down and with a bowl still within about a foot.
Scotty does have a toucher in the ditch, so he can play. He can play to make a 3 here.
Yeah, so in addition to those 2 bowls that are on your screen, Russell has 1 bowl to the right and Scott has 1 bowl basically straight behind the head in the ditch. Yeah, we can see from this angle that Scott just needs to punch his own bowl, get perhaps, well, any movement really out of the jack, but at least a metre. and keep his bowls on the green, he can make 3. And given the situation, he needs 4 shots in these next 2 ends. Getting 3 now is so much better than just getting the 1.
He was playing for, I think. Oh, it's turned an
It is just
absolute boatload.
Yeah, it always was an option that if he was a little bit tight, he could just sit Russell's bowl through.
Yeah, I think that was why he chose that weight, so he could sort of straighten off Russell's bowl and still get a similar
But that was
result.
turned more than he thought.
That
So we go into the last end. Scott's requiring 3. Any fewer than that, and Russell is the winner. Opening bowl needs a close one. He's looking for 3 shots.
Russell down well.
Found his line. We'll get back from here. And a front toucher.
Very, very handy. Wait for Batesy to respond.
He's not sure yet. Scott holding 2. 2 is not enough.
So the intent here, draw a shot and don't create a target. Russell's just asked if he can come down and have a look.
Scott needs this to run. Russell probably breathing a sigh of relief. Finds himself only 2 down.
He's got some options here. He can play to just take one of those bowls off the green, one of Scott's two closest ones, and it goes a long way towards shaking hands, or he can back himself to draw it.
Trying the draw. He was very close with his last one. Just got hung up on Scott's bowl. Urging it to hurry.
Looks awfully close.
He needs a roll out of that at least. It's close. It's close, but I think I can hear him grunting from here. That he's still might feel like he's two down. But it's close enough for fingers. And he thinks he's two down. So Scott has a chance here, more of a chance than he probably thought he would have 10 minutes ago. Needs it to run.
And the speed would have been very close to good enough to.
And that's it.
That's it.
Shake
Russ.
hands.
Yes, Russell Bates, our qualifier to head over to contest the World Singles in Potters, along with Jamie Conway and Dave Stanek, the winners of the pairs. So good luck to them in January, I think it is. Is that right?
Yeah, it's in January. Second week, starting the second week of January. Yeah, it's a long time between now and then, so Russell will have plenty of time to prepare. I found the surface runs a bit quicker than this, so I found going to other clubs like maybe Rossmoyne put me in. That's more the sort of the speed where it maybe runs. So get some time, get some wide bowls to practice with. I pulled some aces out of the cupboard at the bowls club to prepare, just getting my eye in on the wide line. That helps as well. But yeah, the thing is, you just go over and enjoy it, and it's definitely there to enjoy and a great experience.
All right, well, thanks for jumping in commentary with you, mate. Thanks for everyone that watched. Thanks for the players that actually made a spectacle of it. Thanks for the technical team, Rod. Yeah, and stay tuned in if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, tick that bell icon so that you get notifications next time we go live. No idea what that's for or when, but yeah, strap in. It'll be a cracker. All right. See ya.